A gorgeous Saturday night for soccer at Bree-Stevens Field in Madison, Wisconsin, as Forward Madison seek to reclaim the top spot in USL League One against the visiting Central Valley Fuego, presented by Dairyland. The Mingos look tonight to seal their club's first victory against the Fuego, who now have a new man at the helm in sporting director Adam Smith. He's trying to take this team from the bottom of the table to somewhere in playoff position. Central Valley in that number 12 spot. Meanwhile, Forward Madison 1 point off of league leaders North Carolina FC with 3 wins in their last 4. And there's plenty of players that have played a major part in that recent form for the Mingos. One of them at the back, Jake Kroll, described by his manager as an Ironman, has played every minute for Forward Madison this season and has 2 goals off set pieces to boot. One of the best defenders in the league, a couple USL Team of the Week selections to his name, and continues to be one of the top players in one of the top defensive units in USL League One so far in 2023. One player looking to break through that defensive unit, 17-year-old Maximus Eck. It's only natural we're talking about an Academy player, as the new head coach for Fuego, Adam Smith, has helped build the Central Valley Academy. This is his first game, first pro appearance, and oh, by the way, he hasn't even graduated high school yet. Class of 2024, committed to play at UCLA, and gets his first call-up tonight. All right, we've got plenty more to talk about. We got to talk about the lineups. We got to talk about the league's newest coach, but for now, we're going to step aside. Forward Madison and Central Valley Fuego on the other side of the break. In the meantime, don't go anywhere.
Thank you. Hey, excuse me, are you ready? Can I order now? Yeah, okay. I will take a large quad, 2-shot macchiato, no sugar, 2 pumps of vanilla, half pump caramel, non-fat milk, and not too hot, please. Very little ice. Honey, I said just a second. Ow.
Come see how Dairyland fits your life. With affordable car insurance that fits your budget and 24/7 customer service that fits your schedule. Even if you have coverage lapses or a bumpy driving history, we've got you covered. For 70 years, we've been helping people just like you get the car insurance they need. So why wait? Contact Dairyland today.
For a warm and inviting space to grab a quick meal or gathering the whole family, come into Gooseberry on the Square. Our made-from-scratch fare that is delicious, satisfying, and healthy. Plus, we're serving up breakfast and lunch all day long. Be sure to stop in and craft the salad of your dreams at the largest salad bar on the Square, featuring 70 items and 2 homemade soups. Gooseberry on the Square, open 5 days a week from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Stop on in today.
Well, we got to talk about the newest coach in the league before we get anything started, and that is Adam Smith. He has been coaching in California for a very long time, was serving as the sporting director for this team, helping to build the first pro pathway academy in the Central Valley, was a champion in USL League Two with the Ventura County Fusion, and of course the head coach of Fresno FC, the old USL Championship side. This is a guy who knows soccer, who knows the Central Valley, and is more than excited to be back at the helm, coaching the sport he loves in the place he loves. We got to talk about some players too, as you see them take the field, just about ready to get things underway from Bree-Stevens Field. Forward Madison FC, Central Valley Fuego FC, presented by Dairyland. Forward Madison, again, as we mentioned, 3 wins in a row before losing last time out, and they lost again against Central Valley, the reverse fixture. Let's flash it back to Week 12, a 2-1 win, the most recent win for Central Valley. The Mingos got the scoring party started in the 42nd minute. It's Christian Cheney hitting the backflip and then pegged right back in the second half. The substitute, Zahir Vasquez, just 13 minutes after coming on, ties it up in the 74th, and then late drama, a bad tackle in the box. The referee doesn't hesitate to point to the spot, and it's converted by Alexis Cerritos. 2-1, the final score. That on June the 3rd, the most recent win for Fuego FC. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for head coach Matt Glaser and forward Madison tonight. The very familiar 4-4-2. We mentioned Christian Cheney up top with Jaden Onen, the team leader in the goals on the right, the team leader in assists on the left, looking like a deadly combo up top, with Burn Shipman currently second in the Golden Glove standings, minding between the sticks. On the other side of midfield for Central Valley and head coach Adam Smith, it is a very interesting lineup. 5-2-3. You don't see that very often. Multiple players with multiple new starts. One of them, of course, Otonio Jaramillo, the number 9 player, first start and first appearance since May the 5th. A couple new faces all over this team. It'll be interesting to see how they come together to try and make it work tonight. There are the visitors, Central Valley Fuego FC in the all-white kits. One last team talk from the captain tonight, Jose Carrera. Meanwhile, the other number 10, Jaden Onen, with 3 assists for Madison. Speaking of assists for the Mingos, chances, and more chances. That's their key of the game. They know how to get forward to the attacking third, put the ball in the wings, and then cross it back into the middle. They create chances all the time. Meanwhile, for Central Valley, they have to control the midfield. With 5 players at the back, it's going to be tough to try and play in transition, but if they can dominate the midfield with only 2 players there, Victor Falk and Jose Carrera, this might just be the resurgence and the reappearance to pro soccer that Adam Smith has been hoping for. A couple players out as well for tonight. Just one name, Julio Benitez, out for forward Madison. He's yet to appear this season. Meanwhile, for Central Valley, a ton of names to talk about. Mohamed Dabo, who has started most of the games at center back. Ofek Antman, who is an incredibly experienced goalkeeper, also not available tonight. He's only made 1 appearance on the season. It will be the visitors kicking things off, and we are underway at Bree Stevens Field in the capital of the Badger State. The host forward Madison in the all blue, attacking right to left as Burn Shipman settles the ball. I mentioned the 5-2-3 lineup tonight for head coach Adam Smith, who has been waiting to get back on the sidelines as Maximus Eck, the 17-year-old, chases it down. The first academy signing for this team. He's only been in the academy less than a month, and he's already laid off a pass on the far side. Falk giving chase and winning a throw-in the process. Victor Falk, the Swedish native, has played in every game this season. Leaves the ball instead, settled by Eck. First cross of the area has a lot of loft underneath it. Billy Forbes going to have to do some work to settle it down, and does. Christian Cheney's first touches on the ball. 5 goals for the Mingos this season, able to get it away to Onen. And already, as we talked about, forward Madison going to try and exploit the wings. Gebhard, slide rule pass. Onen in behind early. Good sliding challenge danger still available. And eventually, Central Valley doing enough. With 5 defenders back, it's going to take something special to try and occupy those alleys, but that's something that forward Madison does so well. They create so many chances, and really, Christian Cheney scored 4 goals in his first 10 matches. Since then, he's only scored 1. There's been too many other names to count, really, that have contributed goals and assists for this Mingos side. It speaks to how many strong players they have. Eck heads it along. Jaramillo has Carrera in support, asking someone to check in. Lemus does just that. Omar Lemus lining up as part of that 5 across the back. Usually plays a little bit more midfield minded. Heels for the ball going out of play, not given. Settled by Forth. Carrera. Lemus. So many white shirts forward early for Central Valley. As Mitch Osmond is forced to just kick it out of play. Getting forward early and often, that was one of head coach Adam Smith's keys for getting a good foothold in this game. And with an unconventional formation and a couple faces that haven't taken the field for Central Valley in 4 weeks or more, really. There's a lot of uncertainty tonight, but there's a lot to be excited about at the same time. Forbes, Aramillo. Guerrero thought about the turn. Forward Madison looking solid defensively early on. Lemus trying to skip away. Fighting for it with Gebhard. Kept in play and staying with Madison. Cheney recovers. Mingo's trying to settle it, but the Central Valley shirt swarmed the ball. Jaramillo thought he might have heard a whistle. And still the referee stays silent. Good win in midfield. Chance for Central Valley early on. Chavez thought about the shot from distance. Instead, Falk on the overlap. In-swinger to the front post, needed a clearance. Onan fighting for it and able to take it down. Here's Jaden Onan. Went for the nutmeg. Able to just get on the end of it. Still Jaden Onan. Charging down the field. Has Cheney alongside him. Staying on side. Christian Cheney. Still going and eventually tackled. Frankie DeLise with the all-important touch. Those two work so well together, Christian Cheney and Jaden Onan. Cheney leading the team with 5 goals. Onan with the team leading 3 assists. Jaramillo now. Forbes trying to play Ekin behind. It's Maximus X header, and it's cleared off the line. A goal line stoppage by Timmy Mel. Eck thinks it went over. It was so close, the 17-year-old almost breaking the deadlock. He looks onside. And I think Timmy Mel got there. The referee didn't flag for it, and it stays scoreless at Bree Stevens Field. Very nearly talking about a 17-year-old, a junior in high school, scoring for Central Valley. Something they haven't done since June 10th. That has been the Achilles heel for the Fuego this season, finding a tried and true striker. And just 5 minutes in, Central Valley thought they had one. Shipman. Osman. Forward Madison now with a chance to settle things down, and a frantic start. Gebhard calling for it on the near side and gets it. Not a lot of options up with him though. And then checks back. Tries the creative switch towards Payne on the far side. Skips away from him at first, able to collect it. Bartman. Martinez making the run, not available. Back with Payne. Numbers will track back for Central Valley. Lovely ball in behind. Looking for a first-time cross to the back post, nobody there. Kroll, the defender with 2 goals to his name this season. And the forward Madison faithful, loud and proud tonight as always. They've had some excellent attendance numbers so far this season. Bartman. Mingo's slowly trudging up the pitch, bringing numbers forward, not forcing anything just now. 4 at the back tonight. Sometimes when they attack, they look a little bit more like a 3. For head coach Matt Glazer, it's less about the numbers on paper and more about the philosophy. Keeping the ball in the channels, creating chances from the wings. See how well they can do that. Lovely turn. Gebhard skips away, has Cheney with him. Still with Derek Gebhard. And Payne was wide open on the far side. Just couldn't find that diagonal pass. Play restarted quickly. And still so many blue shirts off screen. Shipman may look long, instead plays it short. Hausman checks his surroundings. Felt the pressure, that looked like a foul, and it is going to be called. Take another look at the almost goal. The near miss, the chance, the defensive clearance, whatever you want to call it. Lovely ball in behind. Maximus Eck onto it. Shipman way off his line. And Timmy Mell, that's about as close as you can get. Eck still not happy about it. He thought he scored just a couple minutes into his professional debut. Ball going to be restarted from the free kick. The Select Ball, the official match ball supplier of the USL League One and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit www.us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Onan tracking all the way back. Work towards Macias now. Appeals for offside, not given. Nazim Bartman with some green grass, trying to pick out Onan. Just couldn't skip around Andrew Forth. Some sustained pressure now from the hosts as we near the 10-minute mark. Macias, dispossessed. Already Maximus Eck will look to break. Not too many players with him. One of them is Billy Forbes. Midfield slowly getting forward for the visitors. Here's Otonio Jaramillo, making his first appearance since his start against Northern Colorado all the way back on May 27th. Falk with a nice move, trying to beat his mark. Nearly shielded out of play by Stephen Payne, wanted a foul. And in the end, it will go down as a Madison throw. There is Timmy Mell, a Manhattan Beach native. Played his college soccer at Indiana University, one of the true blue bloods of the college soccer program. Made it all the way to the championship game in 2022, losing on penalties to Syracuse. Mell was a two-time All Big Ten team selection while playing his college ball with the Hoosiers. Here is Jake Kroll. Talked about him in the open, 2 goals to his name from set pieces, but has played every minute for head coach Matt Glazer, the Iron Man of this team, as described by his manager. Things starting to settle in just a bit now. Neither side really trying to grab a stronghold of this game. We talked about Adam Smith being a new coach, not knowing what to expect from him. I got to ask Matt Glazer during the week, when you have a new head coach on the other side of the ball, what do you think about? And his response was fairly simple. We got to think about our game plan. We have to execute what we want to do. We have to defend home turf. Of course, there's going to be uncertainty, but if we play our game and we play it well, we'll be just fine. Fuego now on the break. Here's Jaramillo. Moves it along for Eck. Trying to get the early cross in. Didn't pick out any player in white. Martinez a little bit shaken up after that duel. And comfortably headed all the way back. There is the flock, the Forward Madison faithful. And these fans have turned out time and time again this season. A couple of games eclipsing the 4,000 spectator mark. Incredible to see the support in the Badger State. Another chant starts up again as Madison tries to go forward. Options available in the midfield. To the near side with Gebhardt. Overlapping run from Kroll. Gebhardt instead goes to the center of the park. Martinez going to try and switch the point of attack. Now Payne. Early cross towards Bartman if he can take it down. Bouncing ball. Scooped up by Mitch North. Might have been a half a second there of uncertainty from the Central Valley back line. And already Fuego go right the other way. Jaramillo wanted Forbes to check in. A little bit of miscommunication from two of the three forwards tonight for the visitors. Just Jaramillo's 6th start of the year for Billy Forbes, number 77, just his third start in a row. Tulise. Osmond across to head it and clear it away. Cheney going to try and fight for it. Able to create the space. Draws contact. Referee says play on. Here's Jaden Onen. Sliding challenge. Still alive. Bartman. Martinez. And no one there on the doorstep to provide the definitive touch. But already Christian Cheney doing an excellent job of using his body to fight for the ball. Physical challenge fell right to Bartman. Forward Madison kept going. Was it a shot? Was it a cross? It was close either way. Isidro Martinez has just one goal this season. 2015 Gatorade Texas High School Boys Player of the Year with a 28-0 season for his high school. Then went out to play for UTRGV. Signed for Forward Madison this year from Rio Grande Valley. There were only 4 players that Madison managed to keep from their 2022 roster. And it speaks to how well this team has gelled together. Touched on it earlier about how so many different players have gotten on the score sheet for the Mingos. Fighting for first place. Just 1 point off the top of the table. Nazim Bartman. Cheney. Onen has Gebhardt with him. It's Derek Gebhardt! Forward Madison strike first. A lovely sequence, unselfish play from Jaden Onen, and Derek Gebhardt grabs his 2nd of the year. He puts the Mingos up in the 16th minute, 1-0. What a fantastic play. The pass, the flick from Cheney. One touch from Onen, one-on-one, able to sneak it under Mitch North, low to his right-hand side. Lightning quick play from Forward Madison. That one-touch passing, so difficult to defend against. And the jubilation from the Forward Madison faithful, courtesy of Derek Gebhardt. Back into the starting lineup tonight. Didn't start last week for Forward Madison against Greenville. He had started the previous 5 games. And in his return to the first 11, he scores the first goal of the night. As for Central Valley, it is a tale not unfamiliar to the Fuego faithful. Down early in a game as the flag goes up early against Jaramillo. Antonio Jaramillo just straying offside. The former Chattanooga Red Wolves player. Searching for his 3rd goal this season. player who started his pro career in Mexico all the way back in 2010. Throw-in called in favor of the hosts. Settled by Martinez. Casillas waving for it. Osman. Mel. To Payne. Chipping it forward for Cheney. Just a little bit too much underneath it. Lovely turn by Billy Forbes. Central Valley thought about going quickly the other way. Just going to settle it down now. See if they can pick out some numbers. Forbes with work to do again. Had 3 shirts on him very quickly. And so far, early on, it seems to be a little bit more of a settle and knock it around style of play from Central Valley. This is what they've done most of this season. Building up from the back, finding the simple pass, switching the point of attack, all that stuff. But in the 20th minute, that's how they've done it so far. Spoke to Devin Kerr a little earlier this week. He says, well, Adam Smith is a guy who can change anything at any time. Here's Maximus Eck trying to flick it on towards Forbes. Billy Forbes settles it down. And somewhere in that fray, a defender got a piece of it. Billy Forbes thought he might have had his first of the season. A Turks and Caicos native. So again, it looks like a settle and build sort of offense for Central Valley, but not necessarily something they might do all game. Here's Cheney trying to settle it down. Got behind one defender, didn't think about the second. Forward Madison starting to step on the gas a little bit. Almost every attack going through their number 9, Christian Cheney. Barton settling it down. Gebhardt's open again. He wants another. Gebhardt strikes. Saved by North. Second ball still there. Here's Cheney instead. Blazes it over the bar. Gebhardt onto his right foot, had the space. Good curling effort. Just a little bit behind him. And so too was the pass for Christian Cheney. A bouncing ball, always difficult to keep down. Once again, that attack really spearheaded by Jaden Onan, who assisted the first goal. So now he's got 4 on the campaign. One of 7 players now tied for the league leader in assists. Victor Falk, that's a poor pass. Onan going to try and keep it in play, instead just shields it out. Smart play there from the former Arsenal Academy product. Stephen Payne restarting with the throw-in. Seeing a lot of attacks down that right-hand side so far for the Mingos. The goal coming from when they switched it to the left with Derek Gebhardt. With 5 at the back for Central Valley, it's a smart idea on paper and in practice to try and see how many of those 5 defenders they can force to one side and then quickly look to exploit the switch to the other. Find that green grass. Loads of time and space in the middle of the park. Gebhardt, a goal scorer. Thought about the long ball. Going to keep it instead with Martinez. Mel will stride forward from the back. Casillas checks his shoulder. And the whistle sounds. Jose Carrera going to get a talking to. And a set piece opportunity on deck for the hosts. Play restarted quickly with the new drop ball rule. Kroll sending it in, Cheney going up for it. So much fight early on from the Fresno native Christian Cheney for forward Madison. He'll try and chase down a back pass before the whistle sounds. So will the structure change now for Central Valley? When Adam Smith was the head coach for Fresno FC in the USL Championship, he worked with a 4-4-2, a 4-4-1-1, 3-5-2, so many different shapes. A versatile head coach, and he mentioned earlier this week he has the personnel to change things around, to tinker a bit until they find winning ways. And already on the wrong side of a 1-0 scoreline early on the road. Bartman got a foot on it. Macias will stride forward. Onan on the turn. Didn't anticipate the contact so early on. Macias getting away from the challenge. He's got a lot of space in midfield. Cheney goes down, so too does Macias. And now the whistle will sound. Gebhardt is asking for a yellow card, and the referee is going to brandish one. Andrew Forth goes into the book for the third time this season. Macias saw so much space, decided to take it himself, and yeah, that looks like a foul. Bringing him down, not really getting the ball. First yellow card of the night from the head official, Adam Grzyzowiec. Andrew Forth, another MLS Academy product on the field tonight from Orlando City. A California native. Signed for Central Valley in 2022 from forward Madison. And gets an early yellow card against his former team tonight. Chance to rehydrate a little bit for some of the players. Currently 79 degrees according to my weather app in Madison, Wisconsin, as the sun slowly begins to set. You see us receiving some attention. Another English native on this field. Take another look at the flock. So many fans in attendance, so good to see. In fact, it was the reverse fixture against Central Valley on June the 3rd that recorded a season best 4,924 fans in attendance for forward Madison. They might get close to that tonight. As we remind you to never miss a minute of the action in 2023, whether your club is on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN Plus, the home to the USL, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Jaden Onan, Isidro Martinez standing over it. Nazim Bartman walking away from it. Only one in the wall, no, two in the wall. The ball chipped in, headed down by DeLise. Never looked like a real shooting opportunity for forward Madison. Central Valley going to try and counter the other way. Jaramillo lost it. The 6'3" forward just unable to fight for it. You see how quickly forward Madison get their wingers wide. That's a poor back pass, and Shipman able to just see it wide It wasn't on frame, but nearly a catastrophe from the captain, Mitch Osmond. 2 near misses early on for the hosts. Osmond just tried to touch it back, and Shipman did what he could to keep it in play. Didn't look too bothered by it since it was off target anyways, but a little bit to the right, we're talking 1-1. 2 arms up from Victor Falk. In swinger. Headed down towards Forbes. Trying to get it onto his left. Nonan got a touch. Second ball sent straight back in and headed right away. Jake Kroll getting all the way up the defender, providing chase. Putting pressure on the goalkeeper, Mitch Osmond. Able to keep it in play. Takes a fortuitous bounce for Cheney, who goes down. Referee waves play on. Here's Martinez with Onan alongside him. Lets it run. Thought he had an option to his left. Now he does, and Derek Gebhardt. Onan. Macias. 1-2, not on the same wavelength. And as the trumpet sounds, the ball goes the other way. Billy Forbes has got some wheels. Going to try and drive at the defender, and in the end, Mitch Osmond concedes a throw-in. Christian Cheney once again hitting the deck for the Mingos. The referee wave play on. The cards stay in the pocket for now. Carrera to the far side. Adrian Vera to the front post. There were white shirts up for it. Nobody getting that last touch. Again, just the tried and true Achilles heel for Central Valley this season. Their out-and-out goal scorer, MIA. It was Maximus Eck again, the 17-year-old, rising up for it. Wasn't very far away. Victor Falk will try and turn out the jeers. Strong corner to the back stick, headed down by Deleuze. Frankie Deleuze, rather. The idea was there, heading it down, try and beat the goalie from a close range on the bounce. So much power underneath that kick from Falk. And Deleuze just unable to steer it on frame. Just his 7th appearance of the season, the Lexington native. 1 senior cap with Haiti in the 2021 Gold Cup. Into the 31st minute at Bree Stevens Field. Another physical challenge. And it's Andrew Forth, who is already on a yellow. The fans want a yellow card. Martinez is in some discomfort. And it looked like, at first glance at least, Forth got the ball, but maybe excessive force. Referee in a much better spot to see it. Ooh, maybe not. Andrew Forth may be lucky to stay out of the book on that one. And most likely his last warning. There is certainly a renewed spark about this Central Valley team in defense. The physicality that they're bringing to this game. They'll try with some suffocating pressure on the ball and eventually win it back. Cheney getting tripped up again. Asking for another yellow card. Referee having a talking to with Jordan Chavez. Seen Cheney fighting for every 50-50 ball so far. Looked like just a tangle of legs there. And Central Valley may have to be careful here with persistent infringement. Doesn't matter who, but if they keep fouling Christian Cheney, somebody is going to get a yellow card. And as of right now, they can't afford that to be Andrew Forth. Cheney skipping onto it, battling with Forth. He's got to be careful, the defender, and in the end, gets the ball. Is it kept in play? It is, but no, it's not. It looked close. Now that'll be an interesting dynamic to see for the next 57 minutes of this game or so. Cheney, a physical number 9 versus a defender on a yellow card and a warning. Here's Jaden Onan. Gebhardt, overlapped from Krull. First time cross towards Cheney. Got his head to it, just couldn't keep it down. And he knows that was a golden chance. Lovely first time cross from Jake Krull on the overlap. That has been the philosophy for head coach Matt Glazer and the outside backs this season, is that everybody gets forward and everybody gets back. And in the modern game with the left back and the right back in a 4-4-2 formation, they have to go up and back. Jake Krull, described by his manager as the Iron Man, has played every minute, does just that. Another chance maybe on the break for forward Madison. Onan getting onto it if he can keep it in play, trying to cut it back. Finds two hands in Mitch North. Long ball again, the go-to from Central Valley, but the forwards nowhere to be found. Looks like Billy Forbes and Antonio Jaramillo have switched positions. The central forward on the right wing just being a little bit more fluid up top for head coach Adam Smith. More contact in midfield as the temperature continues to rise. Madison just going to try and settle it down. Macias directing traffic from midfield. So too is Jaramillo on the press for Fuego. Here is Aiden Macias for Shipman. Thought about the long ball. Trying to keep it in play on the far side with Nazim Bartman. Space to turn for Payne. Played the one-time ball instead. Martinez wants it. Macias going down. The whistle stays silent. Play will go on without Aiden Macias, but not for much longer. Forbes is incensed. Wanted that ball played to his feet. Here is Jake Krull, the Austrian native, formerly of FC Tucson, two-time NAIA All-American with Spring Arbor University, and a 2021 USL League One champion with Union Omaha. Gebhardt, the goal scorer, off to the races. Down the near sideline, has got the better of his man. Gets right back up from the challenge. Finds Christian Cheney, whose first touch lets him down. Head and hands from Christian Cheney. But the chance not gone yet. He does enough to win a corner. He knows he has to settle that ball a little bit better. Lovely fight from Derek Gebhardt, just to pop right back up. Cheney thought he had time to turn and hit. Another forward Madison corner. Stephen Payne to play this one into the box. Presented by UW Health. It's short for Payne. The second ball. A little bit too much loft underneath it. On the volley. Looked like decent strike from Nazim Bartman. Body in the way. Martinez dispossessed. Central Valley going to try and counter. Couple players running it down. Gebhardt will get there first and go over. Frustration showing from Antonio Jaramillo. Jaramillo had two Mingos to beat, and in the end, just two hands on the back. A frustration foul from the forward who has not started in over a month. Gebhard, the lone goal scorer so far in the 16th minute, back to his feet. Has been working extremely hard down this near side touchline in the opening half as we approach halftime. And head coach Adam Smith has some work to do with the Fuego. Bouncing around and eventually settled by Victor Falk. And again, too strong on the pass. Smart turn. Adrian Vera keeping the ball, winning it back. Carrera. Falk wants the 1-2. He might get it. He will. Trying to keep it in play. Goes over and wins a corner. Victor Falk, who played his college ball in California with UC Irvine. Started the last 7 straight. The former Richmond kicker was a player of the week selection in July 2022 for a brace against his former club. In swinging ball is a good one, bouncing around, caught DeLeese by surprise. Going down in the box, is that a penalty? Referee says no. Immediate reactions from every white shirt. Forbes, still alive. DeLeese loses it. And eventually just going to be stamped away. It was a penalty in the 84th minute that decided this one. The last time these two teams met back on June the 3rd, a 2-1 win for Central Valley. Their last win before their current 4-game losing skid. Frankie DeLeese went down, the center back who has been at the back post for most of the set pieces so far. And the referee didn't call for it. Fourth will stamp it clear. Eck chasing it down. Settled by Martinez. Now Vera. Lines up the cross. And comfortable in the end for Burns Shipman. Take a second look at the corner. Victor Falk once again popped up for Francois DeLeese. Oh no. He definitely got his leg tangled there. I think there just might be a case for a penalty. No video review in USL League One, so we play on with Jaden Onan. Plays the pass way behind Christian Cheney, who wanted a diagonal ball instead. Onan issuing an apology as that ball rolled out of play. Jose Carrera said something the referee took exception to. That'll be his 3rd booking of 2023. Jaramillo, his first touch again, just not up to snuff. The forward playing with his back to goal tonight for the first time in over a month. Not seeing the success he hoped for. Plenty of soccer still to be played. Martinez settling down on the turn. Here's Kroll. Breaks through the midfield line of Central Valley. Not a lot of white shirts back. Kroll will stride forward in response. Here's Gebhard. Cheney wants to turn. Trying to play the clever pass for Bartman. Forced back with Payne. Couple blue shirts at the back stick. Payne will try and go himself. Cutting it back and eventually swiped away by Frankie DeLeese. Flock starting up in song again. A popular chant with many different fan bases in this game. Tonight is the night to win. They're almost halfway there, but plenty of soccer to be played, plenty of work to be done. Lovely move by the defender, Jake Kroll. And the 1-2 pass left room for improvement from Jaden Onan. That's a poor back pass. Here's Derek Gebhard, has Onan to his left and picks him out. Onan settles, back to Gebhard. Took a touch and should have had it first time. Immediately forward Madison, that high press, winning the ball right back. Antonio Jaramillo turns it over again. Eck goes over the 17-year-old. Oh, lovely roulette by Mitch Osmond, the center back, breaking out the skill moves. That's going to be one for his end of season highlight reel, even if it didn't result in a goal. You might have heard someone in the audience say, "Do it again." He thought about it, instead moves it along for Jake Kroll. It's not often you see a 28-year-old center back pull out a 5-star skill move. Guess that's what it takes to be a captain for this team. Only, rather, one of 4 players returning to the 2022 roster for forward Madison and has earned the captain armband. A leader on the team, according to his head coach, Matt Glazer. Calm on the ball, as you just saw. And great in 1v1 duels. That's all you can ask for a center back. The added time presented by Just Coffee Co-op tallies to 4 added minutes. Maybe room for one more on this one. Marlima is doing just enough to shield it out. Carrera. Too much sauce underneath it once again. That long ball game has been the tried and true calling card for Central Valley so far. It'll be interesting to see if manager Adam Smith decides to tinker with that in the second half. Forbes, Jaramillo, back for Forbes. The ball played a little bit behind him. It never looked like too promising of a chance, but it is an improvement. Eck with a shot from distance. And the 17-year-old letting the adrenaline get to his head a little bit. Signed for the Academy 29 days ago on June the 9th. Bartman went down, and it's not a bad decision really to have a shot from there, but Nick just getting way too much underneath it. The man committed rather to play college ball at UCLA. Still has to graduate high school first, which he'll do next May. Cheney working for the throw-in and gets his reward. Kroll telling his teammates to step forward with a long throw. Still begging to be settled down. Onan will do just that. Tried to play Gebhard in behind, and Frankie Dooley stretched his legs just in time. Still plenty of time to get forward for Central Valley. Try and even this one up before halftime. Vera. Gonna go long once again. Jaramillo out for it. Shipman's off his line. The goal is open. It's begging for one more touch, and it's cleared away from danger. Timmy Mel to the rescue again. Shipman in no man's land. Jaramillo did the right thing, just trying to get it back in front of frame, and Timmy Mel with another clearance, maybe not as close of a call as the first time in the 6th minute or so, but still doing what he does best. Burn Shipman, who is currently 2nd in the Golden Glove standings, just going out for a couple evening strolls off his goal line so far. Hasn't had too much work to do other than that. Ball intended for Cheney, broken up. That one will slowly roll out of play, and that will probably do it. And it will. 45 minutes down from Breese Stevens Field. It's Derek Gebhard's strike in the 16th minute, the lone difference maker at the break. The former Charlotte Independence player's 2nd of the season, putting forward Madison in the driver's seat going into the locker room. Timmy Mel with one heroic clearance and another close call too. Forward Madison looking very strong, trying to defend home turf. Central Valley with some questions to be asked for the new head coach, Adam Smith, in the dressing room.
Millipore Sigma is a proud member of the Madison and Verona communities.
So that's the first half done for Madison, Wisconsin, but plenty more to talk about, so make sure you don't go anywhere. 1-0 forward Madison over Central Valley at the break. Stick with us.
Come see how Dairyland fits your life. With affordable car insurance that fits your budget. And 24/7 customer service that fits your schedule. Even if you have coverage lapses or a bumpy driving history, we've got you covered. For 70 years, we've been helping people just like you get the car insurance they need. So why wait? Contact Dairyland today.
Thank you. Hey, excuse me, are you ready? Can I order now? Yeah, okay. I will take a large quad, 2-shot macchiato, no sugar, 2 pumps of vanilla, half pump caramel, non-fat milk, and not too hot, please. Very little ice. Honey, I said just a second. Ow.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey, a small part of a story that's still being written. UW Health, remarkable.
Getting the exact vehicle you want is easy at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton. Come in and sit down with one of our sales professionals and build the Volkswagen you want. Pick all the features, order it, and then sit back and relax, knowing you're getting your dream vehicle. The best things in life are worth waiting for after all. Check out our selection online or in person, with new vehicles arriving every day. Your perfect Volkswagen could already be waiting for you at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton.
Tonight's Dental Health Associates fan of the game is Lauren Hinrichsen. Thank you for going full Mingo. Welcome to the Just Coffee Co-op halftime in the capital of the Badger State, and it's time to think about your pick for the June Player of the Month. But before we do that, there's a midweek match you may have missed. So we got to talk about this one game between Northern Colorado Hailstorm FC and Charlotte. And low to the keeper's left-hand side, 1-0 Charlotte early on, and it only took them 7 more minutes to double their tally. Working the ball forward, out goes Dane Kelly by one defender. Doesn't even have to worry about the second. Another curled shot low, 2-0 Independence. Fast forward to the 38th minute from the corner. The Hailstorm right to the front post, bouncing around, and it takes an unfortunate bounce off Nick Spielman, goes down as an own goal, and the lead is cut in half. Shortly before halftime, a calamitous play at the back. The keeper caught off his line, bodies flying everywhere, the referee's whistle sounds, and the referee says penalty. Trevor Ammon, you know what's going to happen. Come on, he's led the League One Golden Boot standings almost all season long, ties it up right before the break. But there was drama at the end, and it was Trevor Ammon again. The 70th minute strike from the forward sealed all 3 points for Northern Colorado. What a game that was. And oh, by the way, now that it's July, we got to talk about the June League One Player of the Month nominees. First up from Lexington SC, Atez Diouf, the Week 12 Player of the Week for scoring his club's first ever brace against Northern Colorado on June 3rd. Also had a league-high 16 fouls won and tied for first with 37 aerial wins. Not often you get to say that. The former Orlando City player, one of your picks for the June Player of the Month nominees. And of course, we got to talk about Northern Colorado. We've mentioned them a couple times. Billy King is the man who is up for the award. His coach, Eamon Zayed, said he's one of the best ballers in the whole league. And really, it's not hard to see why. Scored versus Lexington to open his account and open the month. And then to close out the month, scored against Central Valley Fuego in the rematch in Colorado to seal all 3 points. A couple stepovers, takes on a couple defenders, and that is a lovely bouncing strike. He also had a 91% passing accuracy. That is ridiculous for any player, let alone a forward who gets forward as often as he does. All right, we got to talk about Liam McKinnon, the Greenville Triumph striker, scoring the first ever haul in League One history. 4 goals in 1 game against the Chattanooga Red Wolves. And oh, by the way, none of them were tap-ins. All excellent strikes, well-earned and hard-fought from the former all-rookie selection as a Villanova Wildcat. Tomorrow is the 4-month anniversary of his pro contract. Scored 4 goals in 1 game in the 4th month of USL League play. Maybe it's his new lucky number. I don't know. Maybe he gets your vote. That's for you to find out. Still got 2 more nominees to talk about, though. One of them from North Carolina FC. That's Garrett McLaughlin, the 2022 All-League First-Team selection up top. Former MLS Super Draft selection by the Houston Domino. What's not to say about him? Made a charge in the assist leader standings. One of 6 players now tied for first in the league with 4. 1 goal, 1 assist versus Lexington on June 18th. Tacked on another assist in his very next appearance versus Charlotte. And remember that all-league first-team selection I talked about? There was one other forward who was selected that team, and if you followed USL League One, you already know what name I'm going to say. From the Richmond Kickers, it's Emiliano Terzaghi, the leading goal scorer in the history of the league. Only had 1 goal at the end of May. His manager, Darren Swansky, said it was only a matter of time before he went back to scoring ways, and that he did. Responsible for every goal Richmond scored, all 5 of them, in the month of June. How about that resurgence from the Argentine talisman? Make sure you log in or sign up for the USL Fan Zone to cast your vote. It closes at 8 p.m. on Tuesday. We're going to step aside for halftime. Stick with us.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Madison behind. Now it comes for Valesky. Tries to leave it there for Gleedle. Sam Gleedle. It's a tap in for Christian Valesky. And Monterey Bay are absolutely flying tonight. Masoso. Right through the middle. Johnny Rodriguez. Rodriguez scores! Something out of nothing for the Oakland Roots.
Thank you. Hey, excuse me, are you ready? Can I order now? Yeah, okay. I will take a large quad, 2-shot macchiato, no sugar, 2 pumps of vanilla, half pump caramel, non-fat milk, and not too hot, please. Very little ice. Honey, I said just a second. Ow.
What up? Welcome back. Let's talk USL League One news and notes. We've mentioned the Fuego FC coaching update, but how about a signing update from the Northern Colorado Hailstorm extending Noah Powder's contract to the end of the 2023 season? And then, of course, the player of the week. You can't not talk about USL League One and not mention Olex Anderson, who is in the running not only for the Golden Boot race, but also with the most assists. He joins his teammate Garrett McLaughlin. So too is Noe Mesa, who is currently second in the Golden Boot standings. And then 3 selections from the Richmond Kickers. Will Palmquist, the goalie, pivotal in their 2-0 shutout of Chattanooga. Let's take a look at the scoreboard for some of the other games going on right now around the league. Northern Colorado up against Chattanooga with about 20 minutes to play. 1-1 between Knoxville and North Carolina. And at the break, Richmond with 1 goal off of Emiliano Terzaghi PK. 10-man Union Omaha right there in it, tied at the break. For the upcoming schedule in USL League One, a couple interesting games to talk about. You see Knoxville on there twice. You see Lexington SC on there twice. That's Central Valley's next opponent. Meanwhile, Forward Madison have a tough one with North Carolina. The last time those 2 teams played, it was a 3-0 win at home for the Mingos. A real heater right there. All right, let's step aside one more time, and then when we come back, promise to get you that second half kickoff. Stick with us.
Getting the exact vehicle you want is easy at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton. Come in and sit down with one of our sales professionals and build the Volkswagen you want. Pick all the features, order it, and then sit back and relax, knowing you're getting your dream vehicle. The best things in life are worth waiting for after all. Check out our selection online or in person. With new vehicles arriving every day, your perfect Volkswagen could already be waiting for you at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton.
Come see how Dairyland fits your life. With affordable car insurance that fits your budget. And 24/7 customer service that fits your schedule. Even if you have coverage lapses or a bumpy driving history, we've got you covered. For 70 years, we've been helping people just like you get the car insurance they need. So why wait? Contact Dairyland today.
Thank you. Hey, excuse me, are you ready? Can I order now? Yeah, okay. I will take a large quad, 2-shot macchiato, no sugar, 2 pumps of vanilla, half pump caramel, non-fat milk, and not too hot, please. Very little ice. Honey, I said just a second. Ow.
You can't have the 4th of July without fireworks. They go hand in hand like hammocks and sunshine, like sprinklers and laughter, like backyards and barbecues. And so, we at Festival Foods remain committed to bringing Wisconsin as many fireworks shows as possible. We'll light up the night sky like we always have since 1991. Happy birthday, America! Visit festivalfoodsfireworks.com for a show near you. Festival Foods, we are Wisconsin.
The Capital East U11 girls are tonight's Unity Point Health Meriter Youth Soccer Spotlight of the night. Thank you, Madison area youth soccer clubs, for your continued support. Let's dive right into the highlights from the opening 45. We'll start off over in the 5th minute. Thought it may have been an early chance for Central Valley, and what a surprise that would have been. Billy Forbes, one-time ball. Maximus Eck, the 17-year-old, gets ahead on it. Gets it behind the goalkeeper, but not behind Timmy Mell. Unbelievable goal line clearance from the center back, doing just enough to keep it scoreless in the opening stages. Fast forward to the 16th minute, and the breakthrough was being teased for a little while by forward Madison, who looked so deadly. Look at this sumptuous play. One-touch pass, one-touch pass, one-touch finish. Lovely stuff from the home side. Cheney flicks it on. Onan, unselfish play for his 4th assist of the season, and then dispatched beautifully by Derek Gebhard. In the stoppage time, almost looked like one more chance, as once again Vern Shipman, the goalkeeper, caught in no man's land. Cut back into the middle, and once again, Timmy Mell to the rescue, keeping it a clean sheet so far for forward Madison. Take a look at some of the stats. Somewhat even in terms of possession and shots, but really, forward Madison have been going forward a lot more. Central Valley have just been kind of kicking that ball up, playing that route one pass. It'll be interesting to see if they try and change that. Quick chance for everybody to catch their breath before the ball gets rolling underway once again. Cheney standing over it for the hosts. And we are now underway once again from Bree Stevens Field. A couple of changes for Central Valley, and head coach Adam Smith seeing if he can try and change things up a little bit. Ozzy Ramos, who was just substituted on, wins the ball straight away for the visitors. He'll replace the captain, Jose Guerrera, who picked up a yellow card. Now with Victor Falk. Up top, Alexis Cerritos, the leading goal scorer on the team with 3, replaces Billy Forbes, who we saw do some work on that right-hand wing. Cerritos, more of an out-and-out 9. Interesting to see how he plays as a winger. And then at the back, it'll be Abdul Cromwell replacing Andrew Forth, who picked up that early yellow card and maybe was lucky to escape further punishment. So a triple change at the break, and got to speak with Devin Kerr a little bit earlier this week, who has been in the pro American soccer scene for a long time. And he's watched plenty of games with head coach Adam Smith when he was coaching at Fresno FC in the USL Championship, and he said, can't count him out. You always have to be on your toes. He'll change formations, he'll change tactics, he'll change styles, he'll change just about everything. There is no such thing as set in stone with Adam Smith, the man who has been involved with California pro soccer for a very, very long time. Referee going to whisper some words of wisdom to Jaden Onan. Here is Abdul Cromwell. Forward pass, now Cheney. Onan. Nazim Bartman waiting for players to join him. Stephen Payne does just that. First time cross, and Onan fluffs his lines. The England native getting it all wrong, but the ball's still alive, if only for another moment. And that maybe could have, should have been 2. Just a little bit lackluster, taking time to warm back up after a couple of minutes in the locker rooms. Bartman, lovely first touch. The second is a good one too. Just not good enough. And North will try and restart play quickly. Great win in midfield by Martinez. Tried to leave it for Onan. Jostling for it, going down and winning a free kick. Tried the quick restart. The referee going to bring it back. It was a good idea from the former Sheffield Wednesday player. A historic club across the pond. Cedar Martinez will take a second to make sure he double knots his shoe. He put in a solid shift in the first half too, and when I asked head coach Matt Glazer earlier in the week, who's the one guy who's maybe not on the stat sheet every week, but putting in the work, he said it's Cedar Martinez. Not necessarily the headline player, but always good at what he does, offensively and defensively. It'll be Martinez's free kick. It's bending, and it's a little bit wide in the end. Martinez with just one goal this year against North Carolina all the way back on May 13th. Here's Cromwell. All the way up. Martinez winning it back again. Payne on the 50-50 ball. Good sliding challenge from Adrian Vera. Jaramillo giving chase. Making his first start in over a month. The forward who didn't see much success in that first half now moves it along for Cerritos. Now Falk, dispossessed by Martinez again. Cedar Martinez doing absolutely everything he can in midfield. Vera has space to work in the cross and just completely mishits it. A NorCal rivalry takes center stage when the USL on ESPN continues. Alex Dixon leads a potent Monterey Bay FC attack against Paul Blanchette and a staunch Oakland Roots SC. It's Monterey Bay FC and Oakland Roots SC, Saturday, July 15th at 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. The Flock once again starting their song. And unfortunately, you can't take the match ball home. Be cool if you could. As now Shipman gets the okay to restart play. Stamps it long toward the near side. Bounces through everybody. Onan's first time pass playing Bartman in behind. Needs support in the box. Cross to the back stick. A little bit long. Gebhard will chase it down. And just unable to keep it in play. That was a similar philosophy to the first half. Overload the right side of attack and then switch the field long to where Gebhard was. That's how forward Madison scored the first goal, as looks like there's been a bit of a scuffle off the ball. Jaden Onan having to be separated from, looked like Mitch North. Onan just 21 years of age. 2 caps with Uganda in the African Cup of Nations. And as we mentioned, played for Sheffield Wednesday, but also some storied Premier League academies. Arsenal, Crystal Palace, Brighton, Brentford. The list goes on. And the game over there, absolutely incredible. The U21 team for England just won their Euro competition today. 1-0 over Spain. So the youth talent in that country, very well known to the professionals of this sport. Shipman again just looking a little bit less convincing in his positioning. Saw 2 chances in the first half where he came off his line and did not contest for the ball. Caught that one a little bit behind him. A man who is currently second in the Golden Glove standings. Up towards Cheney. Cromwell's header goes straight up. Payne keeps it in play. Lovely flick on for the 1-2. Here's Stephen Payne. Bartman. And Payne was in an offside position. Smart play from Abdul Cromwell to leave his mark and bring up the line a little bit forward. 4,716 tonight at Breese Stevens Field. An incredible figure. Their 3rd highest attendance of the season. Just 200 short of their record. And the flock has just been in song all night long, showing no signs of slowing. And now making their voices heard for Victor Falk as he lines up a corner. In the first half, he really liked to put it to the back post. This one instead, he's played short. 1-2, bouncing ball. Headed away. Cromwell will try his luck from distance. It falls to Cerritos. Try to drag it along with him. And Jaramillo chips it right to Shipman. Looks like Antonio Jaramillo just having a disagreement with his teammate. Just forced that second ball back in a little bit too early. Macias. Martinez. Mel. The Mingos overload the near side as they did in the first half. Payne dispossessed. Every player just creeping bit by bit closer to the near side touchline, shortening the width of this field. For Madison, going to try and get it forward as far as they can first before they switch to the point of attack. Onan. Mel makes the run, the ball a little bit behind him. He'll stride forward. Stephen Payne was making the run, just touched too strong in the end. Payne with 2 goals and 3 assists to his name. Second on the team in both categories. Cromwell. All the way up. Jaramillo heads it down. Here's Alexis Cerritos off the bench. Leading goal scorer for the Fuego this season. Cerritos needs help. Skips away from one challenge and finds his help. Jaramillo. Cromwell. Falk. Central Valley just forced a little bit farther back down the pitch. For Madison settling into their block. Going to take a special pass to break the line. Cerritos almost thought he skipped away. Misjudged by Macias. Here's Maximus Eck. Tried to go through 2 defenders. Shot from distance blocked. Chavez wanted to try his luck. He'll try the cross instead. Rather plays it short for Victor Falk. Now the cross from Chavez. And in the end, Adrian Vera just brings down his man. Pleads his case, but didn't go up for the ball. Both players tried to create their space. Always a tough one with the aerial duels. We saw the physical contact start to crank up a little bit towards the closing stages of the first 45. So far looking a little bit more measured in the build-up from Central Valley. There is the man in charge, Adam Smith, the sporting director who helped set up the academy that Maximus Eck came through, the first pro academy in the Central Valley. The coach of Fresno FC 2018-2019 and achieved some incredible success in the USL Championship with that franchise before it unfortunately parted ways with the league. So much history to talk about him with that town. Was delighted to return back to the Central Valley and get on the sidelines once again. Cross towards Jaramillo, headed down by Osman. Cerritos creates his space on the turn. Trying to play a lovely ball through, the flag stays down. Shipman makes the stop, and the flag now does go up. Burns Shipman called into action, and though it wouldn't have counted, looks a little bit shaken up. It was a lovely pass in behind, and the run ever so slightly mistimed. Now a chance to just settle things down a little bit for the Germany native. Played for the Schalke Academy, one of the top academies in the Bundesliga. And of course, USMNT fans will know that academy well, the same one that helped raise Weston McKennie. There's some contact off the ball. 17-year-old Maximus Eck coming together with 27-year-old Timmy Mell. The youngster thought he had the breakthrough in the 5th minute, and just being told to calm down by the head official tonight, Adam Brzezovic. Ball bouncing around, and Mell was standing there, and Eck wanted to run. Making his professional debut tonight. Jaramillo, Cerritos, Falk. Victor Falk with space. Here's Vera. Another early cross, and another one sent into the flock. Adrian Vera having a little bit of trouble wrapping his left foot around it. Good catch by that fan. Almost went over the whole supporter section. But it's definitely a different philosophy in attack. Talked about in the first half how head coach Adam Smith has been around the block. He can change things if he needs to. A little bit more concentrated build-up. Alexis Cerritos, who usually played so much deeper in midfield, has been able to stride forward a lot more. Christian Chaney will stride forward now with the ball at his feet. Not a lot of options for him, and eventually dispossessed by Omar Lemus. Forward pass out of the back. Central Valley just struggling a bit. They've put in the work this season. They've had so many results that could have gone their way, could have stolen at least 1 point, maybe 3. Instead, here's Jaden Onen sliding it through. Gebhardt almost skipped away. Ramos going down, grabbing the ball, winning the foul. And before Adam Smith assumed the sidelines for Central Valley, he helped with the front office this season, something he said he's never done before, putting in the work to get sponsors and tickets and host camps, and appreciates the work that this organization has done and now wants to help them win games. He'll try and do it with Jaramillo up top. Leaves it on the overlap, first time cross. Shipman grabbed it cleanly, may have taken some contact on the way through. The netminder will take a second to get back up to his feet. Send everybody forward. Another foul called in midfield. There's Derek Gebhardt, who will be taken off the pitch in the 64th minute. So far, the lone goal scorer. We'll rewind the clock to minute number 16. The one-touch passing that set him up on the left foot. Cool as you like, sending the flock into delirium. And they'll give him a hero's welcome to the sideline as he is replaced by Andrew Wheeler Aminu, the Bellingham, Massachusetts native, the Harvard alumna. Usually plays more of a midfield role, but going to probably slot back into that back four. First change of the night for head coach Matt Glaser and the Mingos. Very compact in midfield right now. That'll benefit Central Valley if they can try and link up some play. And again, a foul called against Maximus Eck, who is getting his final warning from the official. And for a player who doesn't graduate high school for almost another year, he hasn't shied down from a challenge yet. Second ball bouncing around, Cheney winning it and just not getting a flick on it. Lovely touch and turn by Victor Falk. All the way to the far side. Options queuing up for the cross. One of them is Maximus Eck. And he very, very nearly got a touch on it. So close to what might have been for the teenager. Lord Madison having to do a little bit more work, put in a little bit more elbow grease to try and win the ball in midfield. Good work by Aiden Macias to avoid the challenge. Now it's Dazim Bartman's turn. He's dispossessed. Alexis Cerritos goes over. Mitch Osmond goes down for the ball, and the play will get called back. Cerritos, as I mentioned, usually dropped in a little bit more into midfield in the last couple games. Now is trying to get a little bit more forward. Another set piece opportunity for the visitors. Victor Falk standing over it. Martinez, the lone man on the wall. Two hands up from the midfielder. Another diving header from the captain, Mitch Osmond, but the flag goes up anyways. The Women's World Cup kicks off on July 20th. Play along with the Women's World Soccer Bracket Challenge presented by USL Super League. Win super cool prizes, including a new 75-inch Hisense TV. The bracket launches on Monday. Go to uslsuperleague.com/bracket to learn more. I mean, I could use a new TV, that's for sure, but it's going to be a great World Cup. And then the next one at home in the U.S. Plus, you have the Copa America and the Club World Cup 2025, I believe. An exciting few years, rather, for soccer in both the United States and North America as a whole, as this sport continues to grow. And of course, one of the most famous names of the U.S. WNT, Megan Rapinoe, announced that this season will be her last earlier this week. Lindsay Horan and Alex Morgan will be joint captains for the women in Australia this summer. As we look ahead to what's to come in USL League One, Charlotte Independence and Lexington SC kicking off on Sunday. That one at 7 Eastern. And then a little bit later on in the week, one Knoxville and Northern Colorado, another hot clash between two teams in good form on Tuesday night, 7:30. Make sure to get your votes in for the USL League One June Player of the Month. That'll close on Tuesday night as well. Lots of space in midfield. Here's Timmy Mel. Martinez will stretch the width of the pitch again. Dangerous pass. Onan intercepts. Gets the 1-2. Plays it one more time for Bartman, who drags it wide. The flag stayed down, and Nazim Bartman is in shock that he hasn't made this a 2-0 contest. Again, the one-touch passing from forward Madison, creating opportunities in the blink of an eye. Mitch North did well to cover the angle. There wasn't much for Nazim Bartman to aim at. And the USF alum, head in hands. And that'll be his last action of the night. An unfortunate memory to take to the bench, as Nazim Bartman will be substituted for Mauro Cicero, the Caracas native, who scored his last and only goal all the way back on April 15th against Greenville. So 2 changes for forward Madison and head coach Mac Glazer so far, one at the right back spot, one at the right mid spot. That's where most of the Mingos attacks have been going so far. Makes sense that you might want some fresh legs if that's your go-to. About 20 minutes to go here from Bree Stevens Field in Madison, Wisconsin. As Burn Shipman has been shown a yellow card for taking a little bit too long to restart play. That'll be his 3rd of the year. Cromwell. Cerritos trying to get the shot away and does. Just didn't get all of it in the end. But Alexis Cerritos has been a bright spark for Central Valley since being introduced at halftime. Another MLS Academy product from DC United. Cheney tried to turn, got clipped in the process. Frankie DeLise pleading his case on deaf ears. May have been studs to that ankle area, which is always a painful one, just below where the shin guard sits. We'll take a second look and try and find out. It's always a tough one. It stings a bit. Chances are he'll be okay.
Substitution for Fuego FC in the 72nd minute. Coming off is number 19, Adrian Vera. Entering the game, number 14 is...
So another substitute for head coach Adam Smith. Saw here Vasquez introduced into the match. Adrian Vera takes a spot on the bench. It was Vasquez who tied this contest back on June 3rd, the reverse fixture. Substituted in just after the 60th minute and scored just over 10 minutes later to make it 1-1. Added 14 minutes off the bench last week in their 1-0 loss against Union Omaha. Macias. Aiden Macias skipping away from a challenge. Or Cicero's first touches off the bench keep the ball. Onan. Wheeler Aminu. Cicero takes his time, stands it up, and really should have done better with that much free space. Central Valley looking brighter in the second half. Numbers charging forward. Timmy Mell got over all of them. Osman saw a little bit of miscommunication rather with Osman and Shipman in the first half that resulted in a bad back pass. Cheney's on the ground. Referee not interested in blowing the whistle. Victor Falk. Into the 75th minute now. Poor pass, gets a fortunate bounce. Again, very compact in midfield from Central Valley. Not much for Cromwell to aim at. Here is Jordan Chavez. Falk wanted to go forward, close down quickly. What was a 5 back on paper looks much more like a 3 at the back. Going forward for the visitors now. Vasquez off the bench, onto the near sideline, onto his left foot. And the tackle from Stephen Payne kept the ball in play. Another poor pass out of the back from forward Madison. And they won't get the throw either. Throw taken quickly. Here's Eck over everybody. Kroll collects. Cichero. Osman, who took a seat a minute ago, is now back on his feet. Martinez. Wheeler Aminu. Macias. Onan checking all the way back. He's seen plenty of the ball as well as part of a 2-striker pairing. Really has been everywhere. Cheney had some space. Martinez might have seen him but couldn't pick out the pass in the end. Martinez will try and go again himself. Another poor pass in transition. Forward Madison just losing a little bit of their consistency in the dying embers of this game. Eck fighting for it. Taking out Stephen Payne, who is furious not to hear the whistle blow. He'll take a moment to readjust his shin pads. Neither team really settling into anything. Not since Derek Gebhardt found the back of the net in the 16th minute. He was substituted a little while ago. But the game has opened up for somebody to become the hero, somebody to stake a claim, try and dominate possession. Very back and forth, very little attacking promise from either side in recent minutes. That's a horrible challenge at midfield. Referee goes straight to the pocket. Abdul Cromwell lunges in and picks up his 6th booking of the year. Doesn't seem too bothered by the call.
Yellow card issued in the 78th minute. Fuego FC number 14 Zahir.
Not as bad as it first looked,
Yellow card, Vasquez.
but still a yellow card. Looked almost like he was stumbling a bit there and still managed to take out the attacker. Timmy Mell to restart play and tries to play it quickly, and Cheney just straight offside. Christian Cheney doing his best. Hasn't scored a goal in a little while. Macias. Mauro Cichero Kroll. And Osman. Pass begging to be intercepted and just too high in the end for Zahir Vasquez. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24 source for engaging soccer talk, including the return of USL All Access, Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern starting June 13th. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM 157 and the SXM app. Cicharo for Jaden Onan. Trying to chip it through. Kroll had the space on the overlap. He'll get on the end of it too. Here's Jake Kroll. Early cross. Right at the feet of Jordan Chavez. Mentioned a little bit earlier, somebody could stake a claim in this game. Forward Madison have gotten forward for the first time in a little bit with sustained possession. And the curse of the announcer strikes again as Onan gives it away. Ramos sees the long ball in the run of Maximus Eck. Timmy Mell with a smart header back. Maybe not the dream debut in the pro leagues that Maximus Eck was dreaming about. Nearly got his first goal in the opening stages. But Timmy Mell has been all over the back line so far. 2 goal line clearances, a couple aerial duel wins, some 1v1 challenges. Very, very tough to beat so far. Another long ball cut away. Forward Madison well and truly starting to tighten their grip on this match. Central Valley had some opportunities to go forward. Here's one for Forward Madison. And just getting his feet wrong in the end was Aidan Macias. Plenty of work to be done for head coach Adam Smith and the Central Valley side. The man who helped start the Portland Timbers FC Academy. Now building the very first pro academy in the Central Valley. Somebody who is now, as he said, come full circle. His father helped put together the Ventura County Fusion, who were the longtime rivals of Fresno Fuego, the old PDL team. 2003, 2004, 2005, those were the golden years of that rivalry. And then Adam Smith returned to the Fusion 2021. They were 2022 USL League Two champions. Now back in the Central Valley with his family. Here's a chance for Fuego. Cross in. Went through everybody. A couple players went down. And again, the referee does not blow the whistle. Really doesn't seem like too much in there, just physical play. Maybe you could argue that Jaramillo went over the back of his defender, but it'd be a tough one. Omar Lemus's day is done as another academy player is introduced. Angel Ruelas plays D2 college ball with Fresno Pacific, a Fresno native. And again, that full circle philosophy for head coach Adam Smith has made another revolution. He settled his family in the Central Valley after coaching Fresno FC in the USL Championship. His wife, his 2 kids, all go to the local high school. He's inspiring that next generation of soccer players. Aminu. Mel. Ramos just tried to get ahead to it. Poor touch by Osmond. Much better touch by William Aminu. Physical challenge in midfield. Ramos not happy about it. So 2 Academy players now in this game for head coach Adam Smith. There he is. Helping to cultivate that next generation of soccer in the Central Valley, as he did when he was a coach at Fresno FC. One of his star defenders, Ramon Martin del Campo, became a coach at the local high school. Turned out that Adam Smith's friend, who was a chaplain that he met in Oregon with his time at the Portland Timbers when he helped start that academy, his wife was the principal of the local high school. They needed a soccer coach, and Adam Smith said, I've got somebody who wants to coach, who wants to learn the ins and outs of the game. Someone who has always worked to inspire and to grow this sport in the greater Fresno area. And his defender actually helped take that high school team all the way to the state championship, just his second year, something that team had never done before. They didn't end up winning, but Coach Adam Smith said they made a lot of memories, and in the end it was doing something for his community that he loved doing and helping great people enjoy a great sport. Cromwell. Still bouncing around. Falk takes it down. Armio wanting to turn, plays the Travella pass into no man's land. And now a quick break opportunity. Christian Cheney going the other way, one-on-one against Frankie DeLise. Cheney onto his right, going down. And again, the referee does not blow the whistle. How many times have we seen Christian Cheney hit the deck, try and put his body on the line time and time again, as he slowly gets up to his feet, and Central Valley puts the pressure on a team that should have more points than they do, have been so close so many times at these late stages throughout the 2023 campaign, and stepping on the gas as we near the end of this one. Another ball in the area, and Shipman collects. Burns Shipman all the way up with 2 hands. Second in the Golden Glove standings. Man who started his pro career in the Bundesliga with Schalke's reserve team in 2013. Still playing some of his best soccer, according to his head coach, Matt Glaser. The experience, the confidence, it's needed in between the sticks for any team, and they have it in Burns Shipman. Martinez. Macias checks his shoulder and goes for the turn. Payne. Madison switching the point of attack a little bit deeper in the field than they did in the first half. Just keeping the ball, finding the simple pass, playing the way they face. Timmy Mel going to stride a little bit into some green grass. Tells Kroll to turn, does just that. Martinez trying to skip away. Eventually dispossessed. One right back by Osmond. Who wants to break? Mitch Osmond from the back. Stretches his legs down the far touchline. Settles it with Onan. Osmond. Did he stray offside? The referee had a look, says no. Now a chance for the center back to slowly meander his way alongside his defensive teammates. Feels for handball. They will stay with Madison for now. Here's Alexis Cerritos, leading goal scorer for the visitors, goes down right at midfield. That'll give an opportunity for some changes for the home side. A double change. Robert Screen and Eric Connerty making their 10th and 12th appearances off the bench respectively this season. Aiden Macias has put in a solid shift in midfield. He'll earn some rest now. Along with Jaden Onen up top, who got his 4th assist of the game a little bit earlier. Now moves him up to T first in the USL League One assist leader standings with 6 other players, all on 4 assists. That will be an exciting race to watch as the season heats up. Referees telling Forward Madison just to move it along a little bit. So a midfield change and an attacking-minded change as we enter the 90th minute at Breese Stevens Field. Headed away by Cheney, the forward all the way back to help park the bus, provide some supplemental support on defense. Central Valley throwing every white kit forward. Here's Cromwell, skips away from his mark, teases the cross, and it's headed away by Osmond. Danger still present for the Mingos, if only for a moment. Not the cross that was needed. And Burns Shipman will take his time to restart play. Can't take too much time, already on a yellow card. We get word that there will be 5 more minutes tacked on to the end of this contest. 5 more minutes before Forward Madison returned to winning ways. Had a 4-game winning streak before losing last time out against Greenville. But head coach Matt Glazer said 3 games in 9 days, winning 2 of them ain't bad. Robert Screen getting his first touches off the bench. Stopped on a dime by Abdul Cromwell. Lovely breaking pass for Alexis Cerritos, who's charging at goal. Going down. Central Valley wants a call. Cheney will instead chase it all the way down. 4 minutes of Just Coffee Co-op added time left. Plenty of time for the visitors to steal a point away in this one. And while if you can read lips, we apologize for Christian Cheney's choice of words. And if you can't, don't worry about it. And the man who we have tried as best we could to tell his story, Adam Smith, getting a yellow card. The coach who is known to wear his heart on his sleeve will get a booking in his first USL League One game. Doesn't seem too unhappy about it. Certainly brighter spots, some positive takeaways for sure for Central Valley in this second half. And Coach Smith talked about he thinks he has the personnel, he has the talent. These players have the will to work. On Saturday, he made the decision to change the head coach of this team. On Sunday, the team was off. On Monday, he came back and he met with every player individually. He wanted to learn their stories, learn about their families, learn about how they play, why they play, what makes them tick. He started his meetings at 2 p.m. He didn't finish them until almost 10 o'clock. And he is confident that he has the personnel to try and help bring some wins back to the Central Valley. Headed on for Cheney. Couple white shirts around him. Screen gets forward, so too does Connerty. The substitutes trying to be options in the attacking third as this one winds to a close. All the way back for Osmond. The captain leaves it for Kroll. Shipman now. Another Route 1 pass. over the head of Mauro Cicero. Looks like Eric Connerty got a flick on it, and he's going to keep it in play. Bearing down on goal. Leaves it behind for Cicero! Sends his shot well wide of the frame. And you can hear it from the sideline. The fans say, keep your head down, strike through the ball. Easier said than done with all that adrenaline pumping in the 94th minute. That would have been game, set, match, and it would have been Cicero's second of the year, but not to be. Mitch Osmond asking for space into the 95th minute of the minimum 95. Jaramillo. Falk getting onto it. Very nearly creating the space for the shot. This one far from over. Central Valley putting on the pressure. Players trying to get options trying to get available on the throw-in as the referee will stop things for just a moment. Both teams get a second to catch their breath. We saw Mitch Osmond take a seat a little bit earlier. Looks to be in some discomfort. Forward Madison do have one more substitute at their disposal, but they've used the 3 windows. So Osmond will either have to stay on the field or go a man down for his team. But first he'll go into the book. The 3rd yellow card of the year for Mitch Osmond. And it looks like he will sit out for a little bit. Directing traffic from the sideline. He wants to go back on. He's begging to go back on. Currently one more white shirt than blue shirt on the pitch. The referee now waves the captain on for Forward Madison. The man-up opportunity didn't last for long. Here's Jaramillo. Trying to turn, running out of real estate. Still Jaramillo. And dispossessed by Jake Kroll. Forward Madison able to work it out of a dangerous area. And plenty of green grass forward. Robert Screen charges down. The ball intended for him, intercepted by Abdul Cromwell. Into the 97th minute now. 4,700 strong at Bree Stevens Field, begging for the final whistle. It's been silent nearly this whole second half. The flag goes up against Robert Screen, and play goes on. Still not over yet. Connerty will help things along a little bit. Cromwell all the way forward. Referee hasn't checked his watch just yet. Here's Ozzy Ramos. Back into the mixer. Bouncing around, and Osmond leaves it for Shipman. The two that have not been communicating very well tonight are on the same wavelength at the best possible time. And that's it. For the first time, Forward Madison claims all 3 points against Central Valley. Head coach Matt Glaser and his side get the job done at home in front of 47,000 of the flock. Derek Gebhardt's 16th minute strike, the lone difference maker in the capital of the Badger State. A well-earned win, a dominant first half performance from the home side. A little bit more open in terms of back and forth play in the second, but it was shut down by Isidro Martinez, the Festival Foods man of the match, who was praised by head coach Matt Glaser earlier this week. He said somebody who is pivotal on offense and defense, works so hard and never gets the recognition he deserves. Well, now he has gotten that recognition. There is Derek Gebhardt, the goal scorer. His second of the season, first since scoring against Greenville all the way back on April 15th, a 4-1 win for Forward Madison. their highest margin of victory this season. And of course, we'd be remiss if we didn't make his goal the play of the match. One-touch pass from Cheney, one-touch pass from Onan, one-touch finish from Derek Gebhard. The Florida Gulf Coast alumna finding the back of the net, making the difference. As for the save in the match, well, it's hard to pick one when you have two excellent ones to choose from. But not by a goalkeeper, mind you, by Timmy Mell. In the 5th minute, getting that ball just off the line, oh so close. And then once again, called to the rescue. A little bit later on in that first half, sliding and making sure that forward Madison earned their 8th clean sheet in just 16 games. Well, there's a little bit more to talk about before we let you go for the night. Some post-game coverage coming your way in just a little bit. But that'll do it from Bree Stevens Field as far as the action goes. 1-0 the final score between forward Madison FC and Central Valley Fuego FC. We've got more coming your way on the other side of the break. Stick with us.
Come see how Dairyland fits your life. With affordable car insurance that fits your budget. And 24/7 customer service that fits your schedule. Even if you have coverage lapses or a bumpy driving history, we've got you covered. For 70 years, we've been helping people just like you get the car insurance they need. So why wait? Contact Dairyland today.
Thank you. Hey, excuse me, are you ready? Can I order now? Yeah, okay. I will take a large quad, 2-shot macchiato, no sugar, 2 pumps of vanilla, half pump caramel, non-fat milk, and not too hot, please. Very little ice. Honey, I said just a second. Ow.
Since we launched in 2019, being a part of the community has been, crucial to what Forward Madison's all about. The community picked our team name, they picked our colors, and they just decided what our logo would be. Our Forward for a Cause partnership with Exact Sciences has allowed us to do even more in the community. And we're really lucky to have players do a great job interacting with the youth and really making a commitment to this community.
I think back to when I was their age and what that would mean for me when we're not on the field, but we're interacting with them at their schools. And I think the words that we say and the actions that we do in those moments can go probably a lot farther than what we see in the moment. Screen and I played 2v, 50 or something like that. I feel like at that one, I was really able to connect with a couple of kids. I think seeing the smiles on their faces, and I could tell that they really enjoyed it.
The celebrations have started at Bree Stevens Field. The victorious Forward Madison Mingos celebrating with 4,700 strong in the capital of Wisconsin. Let's take a look at the highlights from this contest. 1-0 the scoreline, but plenty of chances to talk about. The first one in the 5th minute. The 17-year-old Maximus Eck, the Academy player, thought he had his first goal on his debut, if not for the heroics of Timmy Mel, the man 10 years his senior, doing his best defending. We fast forward the clock 11 minutes, and again, the one-touch passing here, you really can't compliment it enough. So much harder than it looks, and the composure from Derek Gebhard is absolutely sublime. Gets it underneath the goalkeeper, no fuss, and sends the fans into jubilation. Stoppage time in the first half, and Timmy Mel was called into action again. Shipman way off his line. Deer in headlights, but thankfully, he's got a couple defenders that know how to clear a ball. That was it for the first half, 1-0. And then in the second half, things started to open up a little bit. Fast forward to minute number 69, another one-touch passing sequence. Nazim Bartman somehow dragging it wide. Onan furious that that chance wasn't dispatched, but it was enough in the end. Again, more shots from both teams. Fuego actually leading in shots on target. Possession stayed the exact same, a couple offsides. Yellow cards increased as the temperature heated up. But in the end, the important stat, 1-0, Forward Madison FC. That'll do it from Breese Stevens Field. 1-0 Forward Madison and Central Valley Fuego. The Mingos victorious for the first time in the 5th meeting between these two teams. Heroics defensively, physical challenges abound, and in the end, it's another 3 points for Matt Glazer and company. Thanks for tuning in. I've been Phil Galati. See you later.
Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.